Okay, so I was on Twitter, which I already know, bad idea. But look, Morj had posted something where basically he said that if um if Frankie had kids devil fruit, he would be a Yonko in 2 years. And I'm not gonna lie. I like Morj. I know Morj doesn't really have like the worst intentions when it comes to his power scaling. I know he isn't really like super deep into power scaling either. That's not like something that he really like focuses on heavily with his channel or with his content. But I just got like super annoyed because I mean, the kid agenda, the kid slander, it's at an all-time high right now. And I watched their whole stream, Brago, Morj, KOL. They were all in there. And anyone who watches KOL, Cole, King of Lighting, they know that his anti-kid agenda is just, it's ridiculous. I mean, this guy doesn't give Kid any kind of credit for anything, right? So anytime I hear Cole talking about Kid in general, I'm already like, okay, this is about to be some type of slander, something new actually, because I'm always interested to find out what the new updated Kid slander is, because it's always something that I haven't heard. So I'm always just basically interested in hearing what it is. But with the knowledge that Morris basically said, oh, Frankie with Kid's devil fruit is guaranteed to be a Yonko. I took this as Morris basically saying Kid is guaranteed to be a Yonko. Current Kid is guaranteed to be a Yonko because I mean he actually did make a video saying that Kid has the potential to be a Yonko. And with Kid basically being able to do what Vegapunk and Frankie can do by creating literal mechs that, by the way, Frankie and Vegapunk have entire schematics for these mechs. They have blueprints that they study, that they focus, that they go for. They take these blueprints and they go bar for bar based on what they wrote down and create these mechs. Kid in the middle of combat, in the middle of fighting two Yonkos, in the middle of fighting any opponents, he just straight up builds the shit on the fly. I remember Brago was trying to say this during their power scaling stream, but Cole, you can't get to him. He's just gonna keep, he's gonna stay on his agenda because he's so far into it. That's another thing. Like, it's like when they're so far into these agendas, they don't want to get out of them, because you've dug yourself a hole that's so deep that even when someone's trying to come at you with facts that can't really be disproven, you're not willing to listen. And it's like, I don't know, it's just so annoying because like Kid, he doesn't deserve the disrespect that he gets. I mean, you can make the argument that Kid's powers, they're boring, they're not that fun to watch, they're not that entertaining, and I get that, I understand that. It's like a personal gripe, right? But you cannot take away the fact that Kid literally builds these things with no blueprints, no instructions. The fact that Kid can build these mechs that are completely disposable, it makes him insane. That in and of itself is just crazy. And I feel like that feat is just extremely underrated. It's extremely disrespected. And yeah, I think that might actually be about. Oh no. Another thing that I noticed, Based was saying that he doesn't believe that Kid will be able to create his mechs without his fruit. And my whole response to this was that it goes into the whole thing with Law's OP no Mi, right? To where the consensus around that fruit is you have to be a doctor to use that fruit. You have to be like a surgeon to use his fruit. And if you're not like a doctor, you can't use Law's fruit. The same law or idea should apply to Kid. I don't know why people are under this assumption that you have to be this insanely skilled surgeon to use Law's fruit. But you can be a little kid and just build Legos and punch somebody with a metal fist. Like, what are you talking about? That makes no sense. That literally makes no sense. You have to be an engineer on the same caliber as Vegapunk or Frankie to use Kid's fruit. And Frankie, as an engineer, isn't even that crazy because Frankie had to study Vegapunk's blueprints for 2 years just to build Frankie's Shogun. When Kid builds the shit that he studied for 2 years in 30 seconds. I'm sick. That is insane. That's actually crazy. Like it got me so heated, and I was like, you know what? I was mad about it on the timeline, ranting and shit, and more just quotes in his replies, and I'm like, you know what? I just remembered. I have a whole fucking YouTube channel. I don't have 1,000 subscribers yet, but I'm gonna get there, and as long as I continuously upload content, I'm gonna eventually get there. But yeah, I think that's actually it. I just saw this Morris tweet and it got me really upset, so I just wanted to do a little quick rant. You know what? That actually brought me to one more thing that got me mad a couple of days ago. I'm sure if you guys haven't watched the most recent One Piece episode, I guess Toei had outsourced to a different animator, and I don't want to disrespect any animators. I love the One Piece anime. It's literally my. If y'all don't know, One Piece is my favorite manga of all time. I'm sure most of you guys who are watching this are going to come from Twitter, anyways. Do not dislike the video, please. Do not comment about Skypiea. Do not try to ratio SARS. None of that shit, please. Let's just have like normal comments for once, if that's even possible. But basically, Toei they fumbled the last episode. Kid did something entirely different than what he did in the manga, where he supposedly was supposed to punch Big Mom with Punk Gibson and slam on top of her, but instead they had him like do a weird ranged attack. And I don't know what these guys are doing. This wasn't Toei, by the way. This was a completely different animation team. I wouldn't say they basically fumbled the moment. But you know what? Part of me feels like if the anime does kid justice, a lot of this kid agenda is going to fade away. But if they keep outsourcing to these different animation teams that aren't even Toei, but by the way, Toei is responsible for that. I don't care if they outsource to a different animation team. That's Toei's outsourcing. Like they're responsible for that result. You know what I'm saying? So, I don't know. A lot of me feel. And by the way, a lot of this isn't even like, I don't know. It's just a lot of. I feel like a lot of the kid slander is going to die down whenever we get to see more of what Kid can do in the anime. But I don't know. I mean, yeah. But if Toei keeps outsourcing, it's gonna fumble everything though. So either way, it's crazy. Anyways, if you guys like this video, make sure to subscribe to my channel. I'm gonna try and do a 1062 predictions video, and I'm gonna include some of the comments from the Twitter post I made where I was asking you guys, what do you think is gonna happen? But if you like this video, just make sure to subscribe to my channel and actually like it as well. Leave a comment, and yeah, that's about it. Peace.